Hello, I'm Jonathan and welcome to Tech and Tendons. So as you can see, some of the stuff has started coming in. I've got a whole stack of boxes and packages that have arrived from China, which I ordered a couple of weeks ago. The frame is still on its way. In fact, it's not actually been completed yet, so it hasn't been posted. The wheels are on their way though, and the rest of the stuff is here. So I'm going to start going through all this stuff, counting every penny, so that when we put the bike together, we can see whether I can do it in less than £2,500, which is my budget. So, okay, so let's get this first one opened. So what I decided to buy was an endoscope. I've seen lots of people building bikes and they all seem to use an endoscope to look at the frame beforehand. So I thought I'll do the same thing. So this was about £11 delivered, so pretty good price considering. There's a couple of different options and I'll put the link below for the one that I actually purchased. So this has got USB-C, but it's also got the lightning adapter for the older style iPhones. Looks pretty good, flexible but also solid, so you can push that down into a carbon frame quite easily. It's got two cameras, so one pointing forwards with a light and then one from the side with a light as well. So you can look at a few different views and you can toggle that with this little remote control on the side here. In here we've got a couple of little adapters. We've got a USB style, a lightning for the old style iPhones, and then a few little hooks that you can attach to the end if you're trying to hook something out. So that might be useful when I'm trying to feed the cables through at some point. So we shall see. So that's the first thing I've got. I don't think you definitely need this, but I'm still going to add it to my budget because I said I'm going to do this for £2,500. I have bought this for that, to look at the carbon of the frame. So let's add that on now. Right, let's start looking at some of the more exciting bike components. So I think I'm going to go with this one next. I'm going to need a knife to open this. So yeah, as I said, I ordered this just over a week ago actually, so it's been pretty quick to come all the way. And this is from a brand called ZTTO. It's a fairly well-known Chinese brand on AliExpress that sells bike components. I've gone for a branded manufacturer from these Chinese companies because I want to allow you to do the same thing. So if I buy it from a small individual, non-branded, you won't know what I've ordered. So by going with a branded one, there's hopefully a bit of reputation there, but also it means you can go and buy the same thing. So let's have a look what we've got here. So it's quite well packaged, incredibly light for a cassette, which is what this is. Let's have a look. Right, there we go. So you can see we've got super strength steel for the main body, and then we've got some alloy for the second part. It's a 12-speed cassette, so I've gone with 1132. The reason for that is because I'm mainly going to be cycling, because it's a triathlon bike, on flatter courses. The group set that I've ordered is only going to allow up to 32.2. So just make sure if you do order a group set that you find out what's the maximum that it can handle. Because if you buy a 34-speed cassette that may not work, then you've wasted some money. So I checked with that. It can handle 1132. It comes with a lock ring, and yeah, that color is pretty cool. Changes color on the light. The steel part of the cassette is going to be really tough. And these are the gears I'm going to use mainly because it's a triathlon bike. If I was building a climbing bike, I may not be buying this cassette because this metal at the top here is going to be a bit softer. It's going to wear out quicker. And I have seen some people talk about that with these particular cassettes. But for me, it's going to do its purpose because I'm mainly going to be in the middle or some of these lower gears. So, right, let's check the weight, shall we? Got scales. They advertise it to be about 145 grams, so we'll see how far off we are. 145, bang on, and that's with the locking nut as well. 139 without. So spot on with their weight. It looks like a really nice product. These last three are all milled from the same piece, and yeah, The steel ones are all milled from the same piece as well, so it's just two pieces stuck together. It's a standard cassette for sort of Shimano, so just make sure that that's going to fit on the wheel that you've ordered. Right, next up today, I'm going to open another one, see what we've got. I think this is probably a bottom bracket. It looks around that sort of shape. So with bottom brackets, there's lots of different ones you can get. I mean, if you look on the market, there's hundreds of different ones. So there's press fit, there's screw fit, and then for each of those, there's different diameters. So you need to make sure that what you're ordering is going to fit the cranks that are going through and also the frame that the bottom bracket is going into. If you get either of those dimensions wrong, plus the width actually, then you can end up with the wrong bottom bracket. May have been stupid to order this before anything's arrived, but I just wanted to make sure everything was here. So again, this is another one from ZTTO, got a bit of a reputation, and again, I'll put the price that I paid down below. It wasn't very much compared to the standard sort of Shimano bottom brackets you can purchase. So, get this out. Okay, so it's the road style one, so you can see that it's got the this spindle on the outside, so you can buy one which doesn't have that, which is an internal, but this is the one you want for a road bike essentially. I've taken apart bottom bracket before, a Shimano one, and it looked very similar to this, to be honest. The bearings are obviously sealed within here, and they're nice and smooth, and the milling of the screw part looks absolutely fine. Again, let's just weigh this just for interest. Feels a bit heavier than the cassette actually, but we'll see. Nope, it's not. 116 grams, so still not very much. We're going to add up the weight as we go, as well as, you know, see how we're doing on price. So far, I think I've spent about, I think this was about £70 for the cassette, and then this is about £20, but I'll be putting the prices on the screen at the end. Right, that's it for this week. I hope you've enjoyed seeing some of the stuff that's coming out. I know it's a bit weird to sort of see it without the context. Once I get the bike, you'll see me putting it on there, but I just wanted to show you the parts as they come in so that you can think about, are those the sort of things you want to be buying if you're going to build your own triathlon bike, or just a normal road bike, to be honest. I just want to say, if you've enjoyed this so far, please subscribe. It really helps the channel, and it means you can follow this build as we go along, see whether I can actually achieve this and see what this bike is going to weigh.